If you're listening to this, I'm probably already dead. Sorry about that. If you're someone who knew me when I was alive and cared, I'm also sorry. I shouldn't have done this to you. I knew that, I knew what would happen and I let it happen anyway. But I don't think there was much I could do to avoid it. The risk was there from the beginning, and I felt like I had no choice. So, so please forgive me. This is my final curse, my epitaph, and I'll start it with the first mission I ever went on. Now, that day, for many reasons or another, I couldn't pull the trigger, so to say. I was standing on the roof of a parking lot for hours, the wind teasing me with whips to my back, just tempting to push me over the edge. I wanted to jump, but I froze. When I did jump, or when I thought I had jumped, I would land head first onto the concrete, splitting my skull and shattering my spine, before blinking, and there I was back on the rooftop, looking down at the clean pavement. Over and over again, I just couldn't bring myself to actually jump. Or at least I thought. I gave up when the security guard got up there and told me to leave because I was freaking people out. I was just getting angry. He not once used any polite tone or even a hint of compassion while I stood there inches away from jumping off the edge of a 7-story garage. No, he just got angry, and so I got angry. I didn't know at first what this power was, but it made my body so heavy. And I looked at him. My vision narrowed on him. And I stared into his cold, uncaring eyes. And I asked him if I should jump. He did not answer. He just looked at me like someone stares at spoiled milk. I asked him if he cared if I even died. He told me to leave. Again. And then I asked him if he thought anyone would care if he died. And then he started getting angrier. He started yelling and saying if I was threatening him, he would call the cops. And all that boring stuff about how he'd use the law to ruin my life. I wonder what drives men so much to threaten a dead man's life so recklessly. Is there no more compassion to watch a man die and simply be annoyed that he dare be in your way? I hate you. He started to try saying something into his radio, but by the time his hand was raised up to his face, so was mine. I remember every detail, and how he tried so hard to fight back, but couldn't even raise a hand long enough to plead for me to stop. I was surprised that he wasn't dead already. But that didn't last long when I started to lay my elbows into his face. I heard it crack, then snap, before finally caving in. I could see the bone around his eyes sticking out as blood pooled around. And that was my first relief. The anger and sorrow I suppressed so deeply inside of me, I just let it all out. Thanks to this man who gave no compassion. And I'm not sorry for what I did, but I am sorry for all those who are distressed by the loss of him. I didn't run, but nobody came either. I walked all the way to the metro. Not once did I get stopped. Some people did tell me to go away because I was grossing them out. My knuckles were actively bleeding and my elbow was almost shattered. The skin was hanging off my arm like old tissue. I didn't bother. I only rinsed it in the bathroom sink and held it together with some tape and gauze that I kept in my pockets. Usually it's just my knuckles that I beat to shit, but today was everything. I knew I was going to get yelled at least, for sure. When I got home, I read through this cursed app that randomly popped up on my phone and ignored my mother, who was screaming at me about how I'll break my arm if I kept punching walls and trees. She didn't ask if I was okay. Just complained that medical bills are expensive and the ambulance was so expensive and calling them is a pain and this and that and the other. I have heard it 100 times and I didn't stay to listen. I just walked straight to my room. I closed the door first, then locked it. And a few minutes later, I just flipped the bed in front of it, just for the hell of it. I didn't give the app much of a thought. I couldn't delete it, but it wasn't bothering me with a million notifications, so I just kind of forgot about it for a few months. It offered a pretty good amount of money to whoever completes these missions to subjugate angry spirits, some kind of exorcism or something. I saw one that reported someone was already on the mission but has died. It wasn't too far, so I cleaned up, disinfected my arm, bandaged my arms, and then I jumped through the window. I went on this mission with the hopes that whatever killed this guy would actually be able to kill me. Even though it was late evening, nobody was there. Or so I thought at first. Until one guy appeared and started walking up to me holding onto a clipboard. He screeched like a banshee and said, "Your air filter is clogged," before lunging at me holding onto a piece of pipe. There were a few other workers. They all started sauntering closer. I started to get excited, thinking that maybe zombies started breaking out and that this could be the way it ends. And it hit me. My God, it hurt. But I hit back. The weight on my arm got heavier, but the flesh on the workers' bodies was softer than paper. And when I punched the first worker, it blew a hole through his body. And then the others got closer. After killing that first thing, that's when I realized this was not really a zombie thing, but still something sinister. I couldn't tell what, but it made me excited. Could probably have an outlet for my suppressed anger, not just wasting it on nature or taking out scum. The next one I hit, I could feel the weight getting heavier. The monsters of men were getting pummeled and crushed under the weight that I put into my fists. I take on another one, but the two new aggressors hit me, and they stabbed and cut me, and each one just hurt more and more. The first one didn't hurt as much, but over time it started to hurt. And eventually, over time and fighting, I take them out. As I take my breath, take my time, and just breathe, I hear footsteps, loud footsteps that continue to get louder and louder. It almost sounds a bit like laughter, but my head is ringing from being hit in the head with those clipboards and pipes, so I couldn't really tell. I walked closer to where I was hearing the noise. I saw a man. He ran up with no hesitation. A man wearing a baseball jersey. Black and vertical red stripes baseball jersey. With what should have been a 10, but the 1 fell off. He started fighting these things. More of them. And one of them, a massive creature, sitting at a table playing poker by himself. It looked to the man and screamed, "The store's closed. You must leave." It was eating a severed arm, and I then noticed the torn up body spread across the table, in the chair, and all over the floor. The man didn't really say anything, but waited carefully with a bat in hand, ready to swing. After seeing his stance, I then recognized the man. 4 of the monsters came charging at him, and he waited until all of them lined up. And in one swing, he splattered all 4 of them with his bat, just in one swing. It was amazing. All the creatures in a row splattered. He swung his bat effortlessly through the creatures' bodies. I knew him to be the retired batter, Dieter Jacobs, player for the Yankees. And in spite of the blood and carnage hanging around this place, I felt some kind of joy that I could at least meet a player, one of my favorite players. But formal introductions were at a pause as the larger creature stood up. Maybe 8-10 feet tall. It grew an extra set of arms, and its disgusting long tongue dripped from its mouth down to its chest. It looked to Dieter and said, "Employees are expendable," and then tried to grapple him. It used its lower arms to hold him in place, its upper set of arms to try to smash down on Dieter, but that was all it took for me to finally get involved. I ran over to the side of the creature. I wanted to fight this thing. It looked strong. Maybe strong enough to kill me, but I would want to go all out before I let it kill me. And as I ran up to the side of the hulking mass, I let my blind fury take a hold, and I punched as fast and as hard as I could. In that moment, I saw a spark of black energy that flowed through my arms and pouring out like sludge into the creature. I admittedly closed my eyes as I threw the punch. And when I opened them, I saw a gaping hole in the behemoth. And just like that, I had killed the beast. Dieter looked at me and I couldn't help but smile. But before I could open my mouth, I felt something sharp in my head. I recognized that pain of death, the pain of potential death, of what could happen, and I jumped back. And he swung his bat faster than even before. He asked me why I stepped in and who I worked for. I was a little taken aback, but I don't know why I felt like I could just say it. I quit my job today. I was getting overworked, passed up on raise offers which were given to the people I trained. I'd done it for 3 years in a row, and now nothing to show for it. I made a pact with something. I can't bring myself to end it. And I was kind of hoping this would be the last thing I do. Unfortunately, these things were never even close to strong enough to kill me. But you are. And I know how good your swing is. It would have been an honor if you were to be able to kill me, Mr. Dieter. Dieter looked at me and was a little confused at first, and then his expression changed. You know who I am, and you like baseball. I very much appreciate it. It's been a while since I've met a fan. It is kind of a bad place to me. So. No. Fuck you. You gotta split my check now. Fuck. Whatever. Whatever. You. No friends, no team, no dipshits collecting the money. I'm a shut-in. I don't even go out to drink. I drink alone Friday nights and wake up for my morning shifts on Saturdays. Dude. Eso está bruto. Now I'm getting my feelings. That's not good. Vente. Come with me now. Don't make me drag you. I don't really have anywhere else to be. I also just no. Just shut the fuck up. Don't ruin the good news. Today is a celebration. Celebrunto, you join me. And why is that? Baseball, of course, is primero. First, in the first season, they're playing on the television, the big one, the big television. And what? What is it that's gonna be crazy for me? It's a baseball game? No, pendejo. No. You're on my team now. You can punch, so you probably pitch. For real. this is real. Okay, this is happening.